Welcome to the Code with Jason meetup. It's just me and Guillaume tonight, at least so far. Welcome, Guillaume.
Hello.
And I have two big announcements to share. They're both audio related. The first announcement is that, and this is a really giant breakthrough announcement here. So get ready. I have moved my microphone from the left side of my desk to the right side of my desk. And so now, in all my other videos, there's kind of an obstruction here where my arm for my microphone was, but now it's over here and you can hardly see it. It's down here. It's just right below the screen. It's so much better. Um, so that's my first announcement, ladies and gentlemen. And my next announcement is that my friend Guillaume here told me that he took some advice that I gave him a bit ago and he got a new microphone. Guillaume, will you just say something to us? Just say hello, my name's Guillaume or something like that, so we can hear your sonorous voice coming through this wonderful microphone.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Guillaume, and I'm from France.
My goodness, that sounded great. Um, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're just using your normal computer microphone, I highly recommend doing what Guillaume did and get yourself a nice microphone. It really makes a difference. I think it makes a difference in the way you're perceived, the way all that stuff. By the way, what kind of microphone did you get, Guillaume?
It's the Blue Yeti.
Ah, I have terrible news for you, Guillaume.
Oh,
I feel like I would have said this before. The Blue Yeti is a fucking scam.
oh.
Yeah, how much did you pay for that? Like 130 bucks?
Nine, 90 euros.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, for the same price or less, you can get an SM57, which is a substantially higher quality microphone. There's a whole, if you search YouTube for like Blue Yeti scam, you can see more details about it. It's like not actually a high quality microphone. They just price it high so people think it's good, but it's not actually that good. But it's at least better than before. You're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Um, Oh man, I'm so sad that the Blue Yeti people tricked you, but it's good for now. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen and we can get into the meat of the presentation. Okay, so as you remember, Guillaume, we were working on um, the command line interface last time, and so we can check the status of our test runs on the command line. Um, and the Before Guillaume, you could just type anything after this and it wouldn't pay any attention to your input. But now it actually does. You can do builds or you can do jobs. And when you do jobs, it does something different. It tries to hit a different endpoint, and that's currently not working. But I wanted to demonstrate that it at least does something different. Um, okay, so here in the SaturnCI client, we have this new method called execute. And so when the argument is jobs, it runs the jobs method. When it's builds, it runs the builds method. And jobs is just basically a copy paste of the builds method. Instead of making a request to the builds endpoint, it makes a request to the jobs endpoint. But as we can see, if we look at the Rails log, we can see here, no route matches get API v1 jobs. So the problem there is pretty clear. So I'm going to start by writing a test. So we probably have one that's similar, spec API build spec. So I'm going to copy this and make one called jobs spec. And I'm just going to replace everything that says build with job. And I'll just run that and see what happens. Okay. Undefined, blah, 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 API v1 jobs path. Not surprising at all because we never defined such a path. Okay. So here we have, oh, I actually am confused now because we do have, oh, yeah, we have only and it's blank. So let's change it to only index. Okay, looks like we get something slightly different. Okay, uninitialized constant jobs controller. That's not surprising. So let's create that. Um, jobs controller. Oops. And here I'm just going to say job.all. I'll make it even simpler. Render JSON job.all. Okay. Now I copied my tests, including one that's certainly not appropriate. We don't need status for jobs, or at least I don't want to think about that yet. We just want to check to see, does it have a 200 response and does it have a list of jobs? And that test is actually already passing. So that is wonderful. I'm going to run the entire test suite and see what we get. We do get a failure. Okay. Whoops. Client spec. Okay, so it's expecting this, but we get an error. Uninitialized constant job table column definitions. That's not surprising because there is, in fact, no such class. Yeah, just to catch you up on something that happened. Um, I have this table class that's responsible for showing the ASCII table of builds, but the table class was too tightly coupled with builds, and so I changed it. Um, build table, yeah. I made this class called build table column definitions, and this is where I now keep my build table column definitions, so that now table doesn't know anything about builds because that really wasn't appropriate for the build stuff to be inside of tables. So now it's separate. But the problem we're getting now is there's no job table column definitions. Um, and that's where we're getting this error about this non-existent class. So let's address that. Whoops. Okay, build table column definitions. Let's create job table column definitions. I'm going to write just enough code to make the error message go away. Okay. Oh, and it still says that. Probably because we're not requiring it. Okay, now we get a different error. Private method select called for blah, blah, blah. Okay, and I'm guessing that has to do with the fact that we don't have any of this stuff. So let's add that. But I'm going to make column definitions blank for the moment. Okay. Now we're expecting this certain table, but for some reason we're not getting it. That's a little bit surprising because, oh, okay. This is a test for jobs. Interesting. Okay. Um, when did this happen? I'm actually very surprised by this. Okay. S- Where? Okay, I'm so surprised. When did this happen? Okay, so what was this commit? Add job stuff. Okay. And I apparently, oh, okay, I think this test just didn't exist before and I added it. Okay. So spec Saturn CI CLI client spec. Okay. Oh, and I'm expecting to see this table of jobs. Okay. Okay, I just forgot I did this. That's all. So now I can go to my column definitions and it looks like I at least want to have build ID and when the job was created. Yeah, the job belongs to a build and it was created at a certain time. Okay. So let's go like this. Let's go to the job table definition and we can open up the build table definition for reference. Okay, and let's copy this one for starters. Okay, and this is not ID, but rather it is build ID. Let's see if that gets us anything. Wow, it actually does. Okay. Okay. And we have a missing column and we have the wrong number of builds, but we'll add those three other builds in a second. So we have build ID and then we want created at. Okay. Yeah, so now we have that first row, but not the other three. That is easily fixable though. Okay. So we have this setup data. Okay, I'm gonna have ChatGPT help us with this. See how I'm expecting 4 jobs, but my setup data only creates 1. Um, Modify my setup data, the body array to be specific, so that it has all 4 jobs. Okay, wonderful. Let's see if that does the trick. Indeed, it does. Okay, so that passes. Those all pass. And just out of curiosity, let's see what happens when I do jobs. Oh, wow. Gives me quite a lot of jobs. Okay. Um, let's commit this. Let's review it first. No surprises there. Get jobs working. And just curious, build still works, right? Okay, great. Okay. Um, when why is this new build not showing up yet? Huh. It didn't seem to create a new build, even though I pushed. I don't know why that happened. Every once in a while that happens. Um, I won't worry about it for the moment. Okay, so I'm going to open up my table class because there was something there I didn't like. I don't like that we're like hard coding both of these. I also don't like the duplication between these two classes. Let's open both these up. Build table and job table column definitions. Like super duplicative, obviously. Um, so let's do this. I actually want to do this require dynamically. So let's do that. First, let's see if everything still works. If I put the requires right there, it does. Okay. Okay. So column definitions. Okay, that works. But this is a little cryptic. It's like, yeah, that's like weird. Um, it's like you look at this and it's like, what does this even mean? So let's do this. Let's make this clearer somehow. Hmm. Okay, I hate this name, but I can't think of a better name for a second. I'm going to say set column definitions, column definitions. And I'm not going to commit that until I can think of a better name. Okay. Let's see if that even works. And it does not. Okay. Okay, so it shouldn't be called column definitions. It should be called like a resource or something. Resource name, actually. Okay. Okay. And let's look at where column definitions is actually used. You know, I don't think it should be called column definitions. I think it should be called resource. Yeah. Resource, whoops. Resource name, actually. And I think there's actually a number of places where this is going to need to be changed. Oh, I misspelled it. Definitions. Okay. Yeah. Oh, in table, that's appropriate for it to be called that there. Okay, I'll just change it here. Okay. replace column definitions with resource name. Okay. And then open up the table class. Okay. I'm sure I didn't do all that correctly. Oh, wow, I did. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing is we're like finding the column definition based on the resource name. What about this? Column definition dot find resource name. And then we have a class called column definition. Column definition. And this becomes find. Okay. There. And then to me, that is much easier to understand. See if the tests pass. And they unsurprisingly do not because column definition is not found. Column definition. Okay. Okay, I believe I'm going to commit that. Okay. Um, Open up table. Let's open up column definition. I don't know if this namespacing is required because we're already in this namespace. Okay, evidently it is. That's fine. Okay, but we can clean this up a little bit. We can do this. Let's see, column definition. Okay, self dot class name. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Column definition class. Actually, we can do this. Column definition class resource name. Definition class resource name. Okay. And actually, this I think would be more appropriate here. Okay, so the find method is defined as get the column definition class, initialize it. Yeah, okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. Does it work? It does. And we could maybe do this even more nicely if we do def initialize. Actually, I'm going to commit this first. By the way, our build's getting kicked off now. No, they're not. All right, so that's a problem. We got to figure that out. Um, but I want to wrap this up first. Definition. I don't like having to pass around resource name. It makes things noisy. Also, I don't know if we can make these class methods private in a convenient way. So let's do this. Def initialize resource name. Okay. And here we can say new resource name dot um column definition object, let's say. And that can be column definition class dot new. And then column definition class can be that. And then the class name can be that. Let's see if that works. Okay, it does. Make these private so we know what's safe to refactor. Um, I want this to be a little nicer. Hmm. Maybe it doesn't have to be. Okay. Okay. And by the way, I don't think people should be afraid of creating tiny classes like this. Like this class exists for the sole purpose of taking that little bit of noisy code and tucking it away somewhere where it can be ignored unless we're actually interested in it. But I see very few Rails projects where people create tiny objects like this. But I think it's very helpful. Okay, so the tests pass? No, they don't. Private method. Okay, yep, I was wrong. Only these methods can be made private. Okay, great. Then I'll run all the tests. Okay, factoring. All right, let's see why our builds aren't getting kicked off. Looking at the logs to see if there's any clues. Let's see this. If we run an old build, if we rerun an old build, does that work? I bet it will. Yeah. Yeah, my suspicion is that there's something to do with the GitHub event webhooks. So let's see. How would we figure that out? Well, here's one idea. Okay. By the way, every time I look at this controller, I'm so embarrassed by my copy pasted ChatGPT code. Maybe I'll finally address it soon. Okay. So we have an event and we're interested in the push event binding.pry. Okay. So we need like an arbitrary commit so we can push something. Is there something here we can change? There. Whoops, I don't want to commit both those things. I just want to commit the table. Arbitrary change to test GitHub event hook. Okay, and I will push that. And here, I don't see binding.pry getting hit. So I don't know why that's the case. Okay. Oh, ha. I know exactly why. I restarted my computer and ngrok's not running. Okay. So let's revert this change. And push. And if we look at ngrok here, okay, we do see a GitHub event. And then if I go like that, we see that this reversion that I just did now has a running build. Okay, so that's great. Okay, there's another refactoring issue that I wanted to address. Okay, build column definition and job column definition. These are very duplicative. So let's create a base class from which these can inherit. Okay, well, we do have my first choice for a class name would be column definition. I'm a little bit bothered that we already have a class called that. Because if I put all this stuff, if I put this enumerable stuff in there, it would kind of pollute it. But let's do it anyway. Oh, we have two initialize methods now. That's no good. Um, okay, hang on a second. I'm thinking, all right, let's move this to here. Column definitions. Okay. No, I don't like it. Okay, maybe I don't want to use inheritance to dry it up. Maybe I want to do something else. Um, maybe I want to have a module called enumerable column definition or something. No, I don't like that either. Hmm. Let me see. Yeah, I'm open to any ideas you might have for how to dry this up.
No idea yet.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I mean, I'm open to the possibility that my entire premise is not very good. I'm going to close this, close this. Now I just have these two. I'm just going to focus only on the column definitions. I feel like I do like the idea of having one class per column definition. It feels right to have those things very self-contained and not coupled with anything else. Here's, oh no, I don't know. Okay, maybe my thinking is being polluted by something. Maybe I should do this. Okay, and do the tests still pass? Yep. Okay, and I'm going to move this to the top. Okay, so that's how I define my columns. I'm actually thinking I want to do some kind of DSL thing, perhaps, where I say something like this. Um, Define columns do. That should cause some errors. Yep. Okay, undefined method, define columns. Okay, so I'm going to define self.define columns. Um, didn't even get there. Undefined. Oh, maybe I have to define it first. Okay, undefined method each for nil class. Not surprising. But I was expecting my pry to get hit. Hmm. Why doesn't my pry get hit when I call define columns in define columns do? Okay, it's defined with a block, but within the method body, I put a pry executed when it's called, but I thought it's called right here. Hmm. Okay. No, I'm trying to call define columns similarly to, for example, Rails is has many. Hmm. Okay. But now you've omitted the hash that defines the columns. Also, somebody's texting me. Okay. I don't think it's like understanding what I'm after here. Okay, so I want to understand how this stuff works. When you call a method inside of a class, I want to know how that works. So class, my class, def. Actually, let's do this in a file. Okay, class thing, def self, whoops, self dot stuff, stuff do hey. Okay, and I want it to print hey. First, I'm just gonna say stuff is getting called. Okay, I'm gonna do this in like a separate, I'll do it like this. Okay, that's what I would have expected to happen. If I do like that, yeah, that's what I would expect also. Okay, block dot call. Can I do message equals and then puts message? Yeah. Okay, so with that understanding, let's reopen job definition. There we go. Okay, so define columns is analogous to stuff. I'm gonna do this. Puts define columns is getting called. Okay, and it seems to never be getting called. Why? Job table column definitions, line 7. Okay, that's coming from table line 46. Okay. But I would think define columns will get called before that. Interesting. Okay. Let's just create a new test just specifically for this. Okay, display job table column definitions. Display job table column definitions spec.rb. Okay. Okay, and this will be job table column definitions. Okay, we'll run that. Okay. Um, Now I want to test define columns. Okay, so I guess I don't even need to initialize it. I can just say, well, I do want to actually initialize it. So I'll say definitions equals Saturn CLI display new. Okay. Error. Oh, Saturn. Oh, Saturn CI CLI. Okay. Okay. And then we can call. Oh, actually, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to do this. Define columns. Okay, so that is outputting that stuff. I think I don't understand when define columns gets called. Yeah, I definitely don't. Like this is never happening on line 14. That is never happening. Okay. And I'm just curious what happens if I put it at the beginning. I'm guessing nothing different, but let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay. And what if I put this here? Okay. Now it says define columns is getting called. Okay, I'm going to go back to initializing a new instance. Interesting. Okay, so I initialize it and it says that define columns is getting called. Why is it getting called? I'm surprised that it's getting called. If I kill this, does it still say that? No. That's interesting. Oh, the block is never getting called. That's why that error is never getting raised. Okay. Okay. So now I think we can say column definitions equals block.call. Okay, no errors. Um, okay, now I'll say expect definitions dot um, column definitions. Wait. How is this actually used in table? Okay, 0 to equal, I don't know what it's supposed to equal, but I'll just put something. Okay, undefined method column definitions. Oh, yeah. It's just used like that. Okay. So undefined method, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we only defined each. Okay, let's try this. Definitions dot each do column. No, definition. Puts definition. Okay, undefined method each for nil. Okay. That is useful information. So require pry. I'll put a binding.pry here and here. Okay. I don't know what I thought this one would achieve. I want this one. All right, column definitions. Okay. That is what I would expect. Oh, but it doesn't set it on the instance. Okay. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Okay. Okay, now I can get ChatGPT's help. And I want to work from a clean slate because I don't want it to get biased in a wrong direction. Okay, I want the column definitions in each to be the same variable as column. Not a fan of whatever new feature they added there. Column definitions in define columns. Define columns. How do I do it? Okay, I'm just going to copy paste that wholesale. Okay, so no errors or anything. Um, can we refer to definitions 0? I'm guessing no. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Um, so let's do this. Hmm. Okay, accumulated definitions equals empty array. Wait, sorry. Can I do map? I'm guessing no, but I just want to see. Oh, I can. Okay. Um, okay. Thing equals that. Expect thing 0 to equal whatever. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, expect thing 0. Okay. Expect thing build ID. Can I do that? Okay. Okay, what is thing? Is it an array of hashes or what is it? Okay. Okay, so I want thing 0 build ID. Okay, and it doesn't like that. All right, I need to get a clear idea of what's going on here. So I'm going to do pry. Okay, thing 0. Oh, thing 0, 0 is build ID. Okay, thing 0, 0 to equal build ID. Okay. Okay, so let's clean this up a little bit. Let's say let definitions equal this. And we're mapping the definitions But let's do this a little more concisely. Okay, and can we just say dot map? Okay. I feel like I'm being crazy here. Like, is there a more concise way to write this? I have to go in 2 minutes. What is it talking about? This is what I'm talking about with the bias. Like, I'm not talking about this stuff anymore. So, okay. Is there a more concise way to write this? Okay, let me ask this. What even is definitions? Definitions. Yeah, it's an instance of that. Okay. Definitions is not an array. I need to convert it to one. I don't think it responds to 2A. Wow, it does. Okay. Okay, definitions at 2A, 0, 0. Okay. Definitions at 2A, 0, 0. Okay. So we're saying it sets the key of the first column to build ID. Okay. And let's clean this up a bit. First, we can get rid of the comments. Okay. And I'm guessing enumerable doesn't have to go there. It can go up there. Okay. Um, and can this, okay, let's see. First of all, does everything still work? I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. It does. Okay. Okay, I said I have to go, but let me try to wrap this up first. Okay, so I don't want this noise in here. I just want it to be like this, but maybe I'll commit it first. We'll say refactoring. Okay. Um, what was I doing? I don't even remember what I was doing. Oh yeah, refactoring. Um, job definitions. Okay. So I think I want like some kind of module or something. Table column definition. Okay, see you later, Guillaume. Thanks for coming. Um, okay, column definition. Okay, let me think for a second. Okay, by the way, can I put the each like up here? And does it still work if I do that? Yep. Okay. So I think I want a module called maybe like enumerable column definition. Enumerable column definition. Yes. Module enumerable column definition. And then I'll take all this and put it here. Enumerable column definition. I doubt that'll work, but let's see. Yeah. Enumerable. SaturnCI. Oh, I'm not including it. Also, the file's not even saved. Okay. Require enumerable column definition. Not load such file. Whoops, require relative. Okay, undefined method, define columns, not particularly surprising. Let's see how we fix that. Just don't know the right syntax. Extend active support concern. Like, no. Um, okay. I'm gonna say this is not Rails, you twit. Sometimes I just like to insult ChatGPT for no reason. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. Okay, well that's kind of annoying. All right, I'm gonna bail on this effort. I'm just gonna put it back the way it was. Hmm. Okay, move each method. Okay, job definition. I do really want to get this stuff out of here. Maybe I'll have it just inherit from something else. Okay, column definition. Even though I didn't really want to do it this way, let's do this just as a test. Okay, that doesn't work because it needs a resource name in order to be okay, yeah, resource name. But I don't want to have to have a resource name. Hmm. And really, these two things should not be the same object. They should be two different objects. Column definition, job table column definitions. Column definition. Maybe I should rename this to something else. I'm not terribly happy with this, but I'm going to call this like column definition locator. Column definition, yeah, locator. That's fine, I guess. Locator. And then here, locator. Yeah. And then here, we can do this. Oh yeah, and it's not really column definition singular. It's column definitions. So actually, we can undo everything from this. We can kill this. Didn't like that name anyway. Undo that. So now we have column definition, column definitions, and this inherits from column definitions. Let's see what happens. Okay, probably failing to include something. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Um, so I feel pretty good about that. This class is now like very not noisy. But if we want to see how it's working, we can just go to here and it's easy enough to figure out. All the tests pass? Okay. Okay, and then job table definitions and go to build table definitions. And we can make this one much simpler. That doesn't work. Oh, I forgot the inheritance. Column definitions. Okay. So I'm happier with that. Conceivably, this could be even less noisy. And this could just be like some form of this. Um, but we'll have to deal with that another time if we're gonna do that at all. Do I have something twice? Yeah, I do. Oh no, I just okay, yeah. Okay. More refactoring. Okay. Our table still works. Okay, and we have jobs, but I only want to see the active jobs. So right now, well, I guess I didn't even need to come here. We could do it from the CLI. We can see that one job is running. I have a parallelism of two. Sorry, we have one build running. And because we have a parallelism of two, we have two active jobs. Two jobs are running. So let's go to the jobs controller. I just want to make a note for next time. This, by default, this should be limited to active jobs only. I'll use the term running. That's more accurate. Okay, and now I know where to pick up next time. Okay. I will stop sharing my screen. And thanks for watching, dear YouTube viewer. I will see you next time.